quiet town of Lakeland, Florida, 14-year-old Cassidy Goodson harbored a secret so dark it would unravel her world in ways no one could foresee. Beneath her vibrant exterior, a star softball player, a dutiful daughter, a church-going teen, lay a truth she guarded with desperate resolve. In 2012, the weight of that secret would lead to a tragedy that shook a community and left haunting questions in its wake. Cassidy was no ordinary teenager. She was a force on the softball field, her name synonymous with skill and dedication across Greenbrier Village's youth teams. At home, she was a dependable daughter, cooking dinners for her family and never missing a Sunday service. Her mother, Teresa, called her a great child, blind to the storm brewing beneath her daughter's composed surface. But something was wrong. Whispers from Teresa's sisters hinted at changes in Cassidy's appearance, suspicions of a pregnancy she vehemently denied. Baggy clothes became her shield, negative pregnancy tests, her alibi, taken in private, away from prying eyes. Even when confronted, Cassidy's petite frame, barely 5 feet 3 inches and 100 pounds, betrayed no sign of the life she concealed. She carried her burden alone, her silence a ticking bomb. On September 22, 2012, the truth clawed its way into the light. Teresa, tidying Cassidy's room, froze as a rancid odor filled the air. Her hands trembled as she traced the stench to a shoebox, tucked away like a forgotten relic. What she found inside shattered her world. The lifeless body of a full-term baby boy, swaddled in blood-soaked towels and clothes. The discovery was a gut punch, a nightmare made real. Cassidy was taken into custody, her composure cracking under the weight of her confession. 5 days earlier, on September 17, she'd felt the first stirrings of unease. By September 19, alone in the bathroom while her mother was home, she was gripped by labor's merciless pain. From 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. she muffled her cries with a towel, the faucet roaring to drown out her agony. In a moment of desperation, she reached for scissors, her hands shaking as she tried to end the torment. At last she gave birth to a 9.5-pound boy, 20.4 inches long, a healthy child whose first breath was stolen by his mother's fear. Cassidy's voice was hollow as she recounted the unthinkable. She wrapped her hands around the baby's neck, squeezing until his tiny body stilled. She showered with his lifeless form, washing away the blood, before sealing him in the shoebox with the remnants of her secret. When detectives asked why, her words were a chilling echo of her dread. "I didn't want to lose my family. I wanted it to stop breathing so I wouldn't get in trouble." The baby's father, a teenage boy she'd since parted ways with, had never known she was pregnant. Impressed about her plan for the body, Cassidy's response was hauntingly vague. "I didn't have one. I was waiting to figure out what to do." Teresa, reeling from the discovery, had sensed something amiss days earlier. Bloodstains around the toilet prompted questions, but Cassidy spun a tale of a miscarriage, claiming she'd flushed the fetus without a glance. Teresa, trusting her daughter, rushed her to Lakeland Regional Medical Center for treatment. But the hospital staff saw through the cracks in the story. Alarmed, they alerted the Polk County Sheriff's Office and the Department of Children and Families. Before investigators could close in, Teresa uncovered the shoebox and the horrifying truth. Asphyxia and blunt force trauma. Sheriff Grady Judd, his voice heavy with disbelief, shared the grim details in a press conference. "The baby was still attached by the umbilical cord when she choked him," he said, the words hanging like a storm cloud. He paused, his tone softening. "She's a child. Where was her support system?" The question lingered unanswered. Cassidy faced charges of first-degree murder and aggravated child abuse. Her family rallied to her defense, insisting she hadn't known she was pregnant. Teresa pointed to Cassidy's regular periods and unchanged weight, while her grandmother, Donna, recalled Cassidy's words. "If I knew, it would have been different." But Cassidy's own admission, that she'd worn loose clothes to hide her growing belly, cast a shadow over their claims. On October 4, 2012, prosecutors declared they would try Cassidy as an adult, the severity of her actions demanding accountability. Florida law loomed large, with first-degree murder carrying a mandatory life sentence. Yet a recent Supreme Court ruling had deemed such sentences unconstitutional for juveniles, leaving her fate uncertain. State Attorney Jerry Hill wrestled with the case's complexity. Legally, it's a life case, but that's yet to be seen. In December, the saga took an unexpected turn. Cassidy, tears staining her jail uniform, accepted a plea deal, pleading guilty to manslaughter. Judge Donald Jacobson sentenced her to 18 months in a juvenile maximum risk facility, coupled with a treatment program. After reviewing psychological reports, he rejected an adult sentence. His voice measures. It's a horrible offense, but the circumstances convince me it wasn't premeditated. As Cassidy left the courtroom, the weight of her secret lingered, a tragedy born of fear, silence, and a desperate bid to cling to the life she knew. The echoes of that September day would haunt Lakeland, a reminder of the shadows that can hide behind the young girl's smile.